My daddy likes robots.
Hello everyone, this is Cybertronianbeast, and let's talk Transformers. Today we are taking a look at Classics Mirage. This is a figure that pretty much, well, one of the figures that pretty much started off the Classics line. And you really got to thank the designers of this figure, whether or not you like it or not, because these guys, they had a vision of remolding all of the classic G1 figures into newer, more recognizable vehicles and better articulation, newer technology, that kind of thing. And those first few figures, they without the popularity of those, we wouldn't have the figures we have today. Now, granted, some of you might think, well, the figures we have today are crap, but compared to what we've had in the past, they're fantastic. So, kudos to the guys who designed these figures, these first few Classics figures. They're fantastic. Anyway, on to Mirage. Mirage is a very cool indie car. And that's very cool. I really love the decals on him. You're right there on the spoiler. Witwicky spark plugs, right? Right here in the little green. I don't know whether you can see it. It says plasma injection energy. Down here on the front downforce spoiler, it says Lithuanian drivetrain, which is really cool. And FP Racing, which I can only assume means Fun Pub Racing. So that's a cool shout out to Fun Pub on there. But yeah, no, he's a great looking figure. He's got his issues, right? A lot of people aren't overly happy with some of the things in the robot mode, which I'll get to in a minute. But all in all, the alt mode for him is great. I love it. All four wheels touch, which is always a plus. You look on the bottom of the figure, you don't see any real robot bits. Obviously, these are the arms right here, but you can't tell. You can't see any of the hands, so, no big deal. You've got, exhaust ports here. It's just great. Everything on this figure works really well in alt mode. Let's get into the transformation here, shall we? Number one, you pull off this front spoiler. You take it off completely. Let's get that out of there. There we go. That is now Mirage's gun. I'll talk about my complaints about that in a second. Let's split the legs, which are here in the back, and they can just slide out like that very easily. Then I fold out, and your wing is now your foot, just like that. Now you've got your arms here, which we're going to get out of there. Now they're just kind of locked in like that. Pull them out, straighten them like that. And we're going to do a complete 180 turn to get him back facing this way. What we're going to do next is we are going to drop the entire chest down, just like that. And there we go with the chest. Right the arms again. We can reveal the hands, which are buried in here. And we are pretty much done. The exhaust ports for alt mode are his knees. So if you want to get, if you want to have him look a little bit more normal, you want to have those showing. You can just make sure that the arms are in a bit of an arm motion there. And you can place his gun in his hand, which is where it goes. Okay, so looking at Mirage, he looks, first of all, he looks like G1 Mirage, which is just, that's great, right? To get that like that, to make it look like the character you're trying to right off the bat, that's perfect. My complaints about him, first off, before I even owned this toy, I didn't get what this whole wheels above the head piece was. I didn't understand it. Like, could they not make that disappear somehow? Right? I didn't get it. It's just in the way. It's a big piece of kibble that I don't like. Second, his head is tiny, very tiny. Regardless of the fact that it looks like Mirage, right? It looks great, but it is so tiny. Number 3, his gun. Being part of the alt mode, required part of the alt mode, if you lost this, your toy is forever in robot mode. Because if you put it in alt mode, it looks so dumb. So, yeah, I don't like that. I mean, for myself, I know I'm probably never going to lose it, but for a kid that is required. You have to be able to keep that. And kids are not as careful as adult collectors, so that's a dumb idea. The gun should be buried somewhere in the toy. You should be able to stow it away. This should be part of the transformation. I'm just saying. And my third gripe are the feet. These are the worst feet. They are just so flimsy. They hardly hold anything. But again, looking at it without knowing that there's nothing underneath them, just looking at it like that, maybe taking away that, it looks great. Yeah, so take away that, and that's a kick-ass Mirage figure, right? I like it. I think it's a really cool figure. Even from the back, it looks pretty good. It's got some gappiness in the legs, but then again, you got to think, the legs fold into each other, right? All of this folds into the leg. So, there's that. I like it. It's a cool figure. It's got its problems, but this was one of the early Classics molds. So, they definitely improved from this. You never know, they might make another Mirage figure in the future. Who's to say? Anyway, if you have any questions about Classics Mirage, let me know. Leave a comment or question in the YouTube thread here. You can follow me on Twitter at Cybertronianbeast. Check out my Facebook page. Just search Cybertronianbeast on Facebook. That'll be me. Put all my videos up there and all the podcasts. Speaking of the podcasts, have you listened to it yet? What do you think? If you haven't, you can check it out at transmissionspodcast.com. We're having a really good time doing it. It's exclusively Transformers, so if you want to throw us a question over there, and we'll be happy to answer it. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Cybertronianbeast, and I'll talk to you later.